So what I'll be taking you through today is a very quick lightning talk about trying to bring about innovation, especially in the areas of AI, into cities and to develop smart cities, particularly in the area of infrastructure. So what we focused on over the past couple of months is in the areas of road and rail. And trying to bring about infrastructure solutions is not easy because infrastructure is expensive. And so it comes in waves. One of the biggest areas that we had a lot of technological advancements were in the 70s and 80s. But since then, it has been a steady climb. So to bring about new advancements in infrastructure requires a lot of investment. And so to be able to tackle an infrastructure problem, to bring about solutions using machine learning and AI, you need to think about a lot of challenges simultaneously and trying to bring that about with a holistic solution. And so that's where we've adopted a tiered approach to our smart cities and tried to split things so that we can unlock future requirements when the network is built up, but still use that same foundational technology using the recent advancements in camera and LiDAR developments and in computer vision and machine learning. And so what we've decided to do is unlock each of those tiers, first beginning with a detection. So how can we use the advancements in sensor fusion, using LiDAR and the laser technologies there, as well as the camera systems to detect be it vehicles or people. And then the next part is then coordinating that. So we might be able to detect them at junctions, for example, and we can create a whole host of insights as well as in train stations or within the trains themselves. But then how do we coordinate that in real time with the existing infrastructure? Perhaps it could be a case of coordinating with air quality sensors so that we understand the pollution implications in real time, and then implementing a solution that combines that to form a smart junction. And then moving on to the other tiers, how do we begin to prioritize certain elements of those users on the road? So emergency services, for example, is a really key element. They can get stuck in traffic jams. And so to prioritize the network for vehicles like that, or for public transport where the buses are busy, hopefully we can get there after COVID-19 again. But to prioritize those key vehicles, we need to understand where they're positioned in our network and how the surrounding area around that junction is in terms of busyness. So we need to be able to understand the detection, coordinate first, and then prioritize for those key vehicles. Finally, connecting autonomous vehicles and bringing about the smarter vehicles. So how can we begin to reduce our waste in fuel or energy as we move to electric vehicles? How do we begin to make it such that the vehicles are smarter when they do approach those junctions? So it means a lot of communication is required, in particular to communicate to vehicles the phases, the traffic light phases, for example, and how we could let them know that if they were to reduce their speed, they can maintain that speed until the next traffic light turns green. And that way we can reduce the waste in fuel and energy by not allowing vehicles to approach traffic lights, come to a complete stop, only to start again a few seconds later. So these are some of the challenges that we began to tackle. We first began in the road area, working on doing simulations with the Department for Transport and their support as part of the Transport Technology Research Innovation Grants. What we've been building is the algorithms and solutions in simulation, looking to detect speeds of vehicles, counting the queues of vehicles as well as the classification of those vehicles, and looking to do that all in real time as well. So being able to do that capability in real time will be essential to bringing about and unlocking the future for those connected autonomous vehicles. And to really bring about connected autonomous vehicles, we really need that infrastructure in place. We can't just rely on the vehicles themselves. And of course, in the rail sector, looking to bring about innovations in machine learning and computer vision within that area is, again, all about communication. So you have to work backwards when it comes to looking to bring in this technology and this innovation from the customer's perspective and the business perspective. So what is it really that they're trying to achieve? What insights do they need? And then how can we go about developing a solution that can bring a holistic approach to all of these different departments' needs, break down the silos across the departments, and create a foundational solution that can be unlocked across so many different departments. So one example, we've recently been working closely with Transport for Wales through the Transport for Wales Lab program. And we're a couple of weeks into that program. And throughout that program, communication has been key. So being able to speak to all of the different stakeholders, all of the different departments, understanding each of their challenges around passenger counting, around social distancing, how people are behaving and moving across their trains and across their platforms, as well as the seats they occupy. A lot of accessibility support is required, and technology, especially in terms of AI and detection, can help to improve those accessibility needs and highlight that capacity information in real time to the customers and the passengers on a journey to really provide and improve that customer experience. And so if you want to bring in AI into smart cities, you really need to speak with the stakeholders and understand their challenges first before you develop the solution, because developing those solutions does take time, especially with the training and the machine learning training. That's the biggest element of it. Can take a couple of weeks to potentially a few months. So to really understand that, you have to understand the challenges and work closely with them. You can't just develop a product or a solution and try to shoehorn it into a particular area. So what does that mean in terms of the future of mobility? Well, the UK government have announced in recent months an amount of approximately £600 billion for the UK's infrastructure. So now is a really good time to start having those conversations with the key stakeholders in mobility to really understand what those challenges are like and how we can bring about the technological advancements in computer vision and in AI. And mobility is set to change post-COVID-19, especially how we use different modes of transport, from vehicles, cycling to trains. And it'll be a multimodal future. So having that infrastructure in place to be able to detect across all these modes is going to be really important. And creating those insights across all those modes is going to be really important for delivering multimodal solutions. So thank you very much for your time, and if you are keen in getting in touch, my email is at the bottom there. Feel free to screenshot if you want to discuss any of those challenges and how we could tackle solutions for the infrastructure. Thank you.